So part 4 of Every Family's Business. We're down to the last 3 common sense questions that have been developed by Thomas Deans, PhD, which are all around protecting your wealth. So just to recap, these are questions to conduct between the business owner or the parent and the child or the successor in the family. And ideally, if you have more than one child in the family, it'd be really good to conduct these questions one at a time with each child, not as a group. So if you don't have any relatives in the business, then you can use it with key employees, in which case, of course, the parent questions are for the business owner and the child questions are for the key employees. And there are no wrong or right answers. It's simply about getting greater clarity between the generations and how and when the business will be sold. So let's go on to the last 3 questions. So question 10, this is for the parent. Within 60 days of completing the blueprint, we will complete a salary and a bonus compensation review for whichever child or successor. Interestingly, I've found that, particularly in family businesses, that the children in the business seem to be left behind. They they're not always treated in the same way as other employees who would have a normal pattern of a review process. So what this does is actually make that happen so that they don't miss out through the normal course of business. So here we go, this question again, or it's really rather a statement. Within 60 days of completing this blueprint, we will complete a salary and bonus compensation review for the child's name or the key successor. Okay. Question 11, which is again for the parent. I agree to conduct an annual performance review of the child's name. This review will measure performance against mutually agreed on and achievable goals and objectives. New goals and objectives will be set for the coming year. Again, as I've mentioned for the previous question, children who are in a family business in particular tend to miss out on it, or the parents find it difficult to be able to conduct a performance review for their blood relatives. And so this is it's a very useful tool to be able to make sure that that actually happens and that the performance measurements are all agreed upon by the particular family member involved. So the answer to this question is yes, you agree to it, or no, you don't. But it's very important to be able to have your thoughts and discussion notes recorded and for there to be a contribution from, of course, the relative that's involved in the business. And last question, which again is for the parent, and that is, within 60 days of completing this blueprint, I will present up-to-date job descriptions to all family members working in the business that clearly describe their duties and responsibilities. I will include an up-to-date organisational chart, and family members working in the company will adhere to the company's policies and procedures. So once again, many family businesses tend to go what I would call, in quotes, go with the flow. This is about instilling a process and a blueprint by which everyone will operate. And rather than having family members just being let loose, so to speak, or not actually conducting themselves in the way that you really want them to. This is about taking out the ambiguity and uncertainty that might be at play. So again, that question, within 60 days of completing this blueprint, I will present up-to-date job descriptions to all family members working in the business that clearly describe their duties and responsibilities. I will include an up-to-date organisational chart, and family members working in the company will adhere to the company's policies and procedures. So that is the end of the 12 questions. And just to sum it up, this is not something that you will do once. The essence of all of this is to complete it every year with the key employees or the key family members that are involved in your business. It's a blueprint that will help you tackle some of the curly issues or the elephants in the room, so to speak, or the areas that don't normally get discussed in a family situation, that are often left to slide under the carpet. This is about bringing them to the surface and understanding where everyone's aspirations are and what you think might happen in the future, and that everybody is really on the same page. So I'd like to say thank you to Thomas Deans, PhD, for actually creating these 12 questions. And if you want to get a hold of his book, you can go to his website, which is everyfamiliesbusiness.com, and you can actually order the book. But meanwhile, these are the key questions, and there is a copy of the 12 questions available through a link that we will have in this blog.